And now your hosts, Eric the Red and Mr. Bones. Alright everybody, welcome to AM Thunder. I am Eric the Red, joined along with, as always,
Mr. Bones. What's up?
Alright, here's your WWE 2017 Hell in a Cell review. We start off this pay-per-view with the kickoff match, which we had the Hype Bros, Mojo Rawley and Zack Ryder, against Chad Gable and Jason... I'm sorry. Oof, I'm used to saying that. Chad Gable and Shelton Benjamin. Did you see this match?
I think them, those two named...
No!
That feels weird.
I know. I heard some bullshit rumor, and don't quote me on this. This is from the waves of the Meltzer, but apparently the reason why these guys are Jason Jordan and Chad were split up. One of the reasons because for some reason they don't have the American Alpha name trademarked. Why that all went down and you're a $1 billion company, I don't know, but whatever. But no, this was a good match. I felt like it was a good opener. At least it was a good opener. I mean, it wasn't nothing to brag home about, but Gable and Benjamin always proved to be, the talents that they are, and the Hype Bros are just always going to be who they are.
I thought it was like they did a pretty good story. It was like, Chad Gable is becoming more violent. He's being more aggressive. Benjamin's being kind of a bad influence on him. You kind of see like a personality change. Like he's being more brutal. I think they can be a pretty good heel team or tweener team once they finally get into that spot. I definitely think they're going to end up at some point with the tag team titles. Probably not within the next couple of months, but at some point, I think they're gonna put the belt on them, and then I think there's going to be someone's going to turn on the other.
Yeah. Now I'm really excited at the idea of seeing these two guys against the Usos, against the New Day. We'll get into those two teams in a few seconds here, but Shelton Benjamin won with the pay dirt. I mean, honestly, this guy has a lot more moves. I think they could have gave him something different. They could have gave him
he didn't win with the pay dirt. He won with they did a combined move. He went for the did the pay dirt. He did the
they broke it.
Yeah, he broke it up.
I'm sorry. Yeah, they broke it up. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, they did the combined move. Yeah. And by the way, Chad Gable's moonsaults, those shits are pretty fucking perfect.
Doesn't he, he kind of, weirdly enough, he kind of reminds me of, and you're probably going to mark out when I say this, he kind of reminds me of RVD a lot.
You think so?
Yeah. He has the technical prowess, but he has the high flying skills.
I mean, RVD was a little more quicker on his feet. I feel like, what I mean by that is Van Dam. You think of more of being very loose, very always always in the air.
But the thing is, he reminds me of Angle, and if you took Angle and mixed it with RVD.
Oh yeah, okay, then yes, then that I see, yeah. But I mean, his moonsault is on the level of a Christopher Daniels moonsault. If you ever seen Christopher Daniels' moonsaults.
Yeah, I've seen him.
So
I've seen his moonsaults.
So you know what? But the one thing I really like about a guy like him, Gable, is he hasn't been in the business long enough, but he has this motto. As you could see, and it's indirect, but he has this motto where if I'm going to do something, I'd rather do something as simple as that or suplexes and perfect them, as opposed to being one of these guys that, I'm going to attempt a shooting star press or a 450 splash just to get 200 people in fucking Iowa popping. At least this guy is, like, trying to get his fundamentals down, and, he's really one of the fucking naturals they got on this roster. But,
well, you know what? That's a good work ethic to have, because a lot of people will do, like you said, like they'll do a 450 splash, or they'll do a shooting star press. They never perfect it. It just looks sloppy. It's like, I know you love Phil, but he never perfected that fucking elbow drop, so he always looked like a fucking guy like falling out of a plane.
I'd say, yeah. As much as I like Punk, I would say I would definitely be the first to say, hey, he looks like Punk with that elbow drop looks like the scene from the other guys where The Rock and forget the other actor where they jump off
Samuel Jackson.
Yeah, thank you, Samuel Jackson. When Samuel Jackson and The Rock dove off the building, every time Punk did that, I just went, there goes my hero. He just looks like he's falling off a skyscraper, but and he couldn't even do a moonsault either, but he'd be the first to tell you that, so. But anyway, moving on to the pay-per-view, let's go to match of the night between the Usos and the New Day. What? Oh, in Hell in a Cell for the SmackDown Tag Titles. Holy shit.
Yeah, that was one of the most brutal matches I've ever seen. It actually like ranged on the uncomfortable, especially when they like handcuffed. Were you at all like a little bit like, I don't know, it's just like I'm usually the one that's like, oh yeah, the more brutal the better, especially in a Hell in a Cell match. But when they fucking handcuffed Xavier Woods to the ring post and started like cracking him with multiple, and I know it's not like you hit me once with the kendo stick, and it stings, but it's not like incredibly painful. But
right.
He sold it so fucking well, and the fact that he was like kind of like strung up with like the handcuffs, and he's just getting cracked multiple times, like over and over and over again. Oh, that was such good storytelling. Like, oh my god, that looked brutal. That looked like he was being like freaking murdered.
I tell you what, that fucking I loved like the spot where he's just kept throwing fucking trombones, and the one like I loved like the suspension of disbelief from the crowd, where I'm sure some people had to have known that if you throw a fucking trombone, it's not gonna snap in half. It clearly was plastic, but I love how like when he broke one of the trombones, like Xavier when he threw it. But
yeah.
The spot my dad actually marked out for go figure, because he's a drummer, was when they pulled out the gong. And once he saw the gong and he cracked it over one of the Usos' back, he's like, all right, this is my favorite Hell in a Cell ever.
Oh no, I love the cowbell.
Oh.
You need more cowbell.
JBL would have said that. It needs more cowbell, Michael. You know what? I'm brutal though. When I saw that, I was like, I'm thinking to myself for a split second, because I just saw a Jay Lethal versus Cody a few months ago, where they did the Texas Bull Rope match, and they were using the cowbell to carve each other in the head. I was like, oh, are they going to carve each other in the head, I hope? And then I thought, nope, it's WWE.
Yeah, I mean, if this match had been, I'm just saying it's not my favorite Hell in a Cell. That's always going to be either the McFoley and Undertaker match or the Armageddon 6-man match.
Oh, you shitting me? This is going to be both of ours of all time. But, this, of the modern era, this is probably my favorite.
Yeah,
it's my favorite. You know what?
Pretty far up there.
It's my favorite Hell in a Cell match that didn't need blood. They didn't need it. You know, because to me, you know what I think, honestly? What makes a good Hell in a Cell match? Yeah, people think, oh, going on the top of the cage. Yeah, but if you really think about it, and the announcer said it best, Hell in a Cell is supposed to describe you're putting each other through hell inside the damn thing. It's supposed to lock you guys in there. So if you're raking their faces in the cage, locking them in the corner with kendo sticks, pulling out all these weapons, tables,
I've
fucking
never
trash
seen that
cans,
before, too. I've never seen anyone use the kendo sticks like that.
To me, a Hell in a Cell match should have every single weapon imaginable. Everything.
They were so creative with a lot of like the spots, like the kendo stick, like basically imprisoning the guy. Especially that fucking brutal spot where they did like a he did a fucking cannonball into Xavier Woods' head.
Yeah.
That was so brutal looking. And then
I love Big E's spear into
suicide.
Yeah, suicide spear into the cage, and the whole fucking wall moves. Not just one panel, not one 10-foot panel. Fucking 3 of them move. That's how much momentum this guy fucking had.
Oh my god.
And the last thing I want to say before we move on here is, well, other than, the Usos went over by a brutal double splash onto Xavier Woods with the chair on top of him, which...
Oh my god. Yeah, that was a great finish.
That was a great finish, but the last thing I want to say, while I'm watching this, I'm thinking back to our show from a year ago, where we're like, oh, we're done with the New Day, these guys are just stale. This is the best thing that could have happened to them, putting them on SmackDown to feud with these guys, which no one thought it was coming. But now while I'm watching this, I'm thinking to myself, this is why they split up Enzo and Cass. Because they got guys that all 3 of them on the New Day can work. They all can do shit. And also, too, they're not just they're not a one-trick pony. Enzo and Cass thing was a one-trick pony. Guys were not that great in the ring. They're not. And they were able to get more out of the New Day. So that's why I looked at that and went, okay, this is why these guys are still together. Because their shit's more tight. But anyway, moving.
On all sides, they're a really good tag team. I just want to say, yeah, like, I completely agree.
Moving on from...
I hope that they... No, I'm...
What?
My last point is I still kind of want them to, like, move on as a... beyond the tag team division. I kind of want to see them as either an Intercontinental Champion or one of them getting the main title.
I want to see some... Okay, Xavier Woods is exactly 205. Honestly, dude, I want them to build up 205 more. And you know what? There's nothing wrong with, like, them saying, hey, guys, we're all still boys, but Xavier, you could go to 205. You know, Big E, go for the Intercontinental title or the Heavyweight title. Kofi, go for the Heavyweight title or the Intercontinental title or U.S. title, whatever. Yeah, the U.S. title, I'm sorry. But, you know, there is a lot more they could do. You know, and we're not saying split them up. It's just like DX, or any other team where it's like, hey, we're all boys, but we're all seeking other gold because there's multiple of us. It makes no sense to always just chase the tag titles.
Now the Shield, yeah, just be tag team champions.
Oh, we'll get into them on KTR. But next up here, we go from one of the fucking big highs of the night to Randy Orton against
the greasy Muslim.
I want to clarify what I said a few weeks ago. The reason why I said that, two things. Racist. The only race I don't like is the ones that have to run. The reason why I said that was because, one, Rusev looks Muslim, and second, Motherfucker, everyone on the roster is greasy looking. Look at Roman Reigns' hair. Look at Seth Rollins. All these guys come out wet. Baron Corbin. They all look greasy. That's what I meant to say.
Why is that?
My well, not to steal, but to bring up a joke from Super a couple months ago. Arn Anderson sprays these guys with a hose before they come out.
No, but I mean, why do they always come out like really?
Dude, it's such an outdated fucking look. It's because they want them to look like, oh, I was just doing like 150 push-ups and sit-ups, and I was just doing fucking 350 curls in the gym. Like, that's what they're trying to.
WWE wants everyone to look like Triple H circa 2001.
Exactly. They want everyone to look like. We'll get into Jinder Mahal. He was wet too. This is the first pay-per-view he was wet. So
he was wet.
He was wet.
He's like wet.
Yeah, but there's nothing.
I skimmed through this match, to be honest. I couldn't give two fucks. And then he won off the RKO. Surprise, surprise.
I love how people are like, oh, Rusev's winning. Get the fuck out of here. Come on. This guy's dead in the water.
Yeah.
There's not much to say. Now we go to the part where everyone heard me screaming from New Jersey. Baron fucking Corbin wins the United States title.
I don't give a shit. I really don't. Let him have the fucking belt. He doesn't have the main championship. AJ didn't take. Look, put it this way: AJ didn't take the pin. Ty did. I don't get. I mean, Ty Dillinger's okay. Let them feud.
Hey,
let them feud. Let him win. I don't care. Like,
you know what? Money's in the
AJ
chase.
Get the main championship.
Yeah. Okay. That I say then. You know what though? I'm gonna little quiz here. What did I last week when I showed you Baron Corbin's new music that they gave him the backup singer from Five Finger Death Punch?
Yeah, that fucking song is so it's so good now.
It sucks because I like this song, but I hate him.
Yeah.
But you know what? What did I tell you when I heard that? When they gave him that, what did I tell you? Once I heard that, I was just like, fuck, they're giving him the belt. And that's the thing, I knew it. Once I knew that they put money, because not for nothing, dude. Yeah, not a lot of people know who this guy Tommy Vext is, but the people overseas know who the fuck he is. People hear that song, they're like, oh shit, I know him. Because this guy was torn all over while Five Fingers' main singer was on hiatus for like the summer. So the guy's a little relevant, so once they saw that they invested in giving this guy a singer, I was like, fuck, he's getting the belt. That's it. But you know what? I will give something.
So you said Baron is like in with like the metal crowd for some reason.
Yeah, the fucking Fallout Boy crowd.
No, I mean like he's not. I mean not. Well, what I'm saying is he's like buddies with some like metal dudes.
Yeah, I heard he's cool with like guys from like Avenged Sevenfold or whatever.
He looks like they're fucking roadie. That's why he probably works as a roadie like when he's not doing WWE.
He is the fucking roadie. Oh god. Yeah. I mean, honestly though, pretty good match when when it was just Ty and AJ. Yeah, it was a really good match. Yeah, the finish sucks.
You know what? To be honest, I'm fine with it. He didn't. First of all, AJ is the one that looked strong because he did the fucking phenomenal forearm, and like fucking like almost 10 seconds later, when Humpty Dumpty was able to get in the fucking ring to like kick him out, he still was able to pin him. So like after all, like anyone else, I mean, either it makes Ty look fucking weak as shit because he took like a phenomenal forearm almost like a minute before and still got pinned, or AJ looks incredibly strong because the phenomenal forum basically knocked the motherfucker out. So, whatever. He can have the belt. Ty can win it back, and Ty can have the fucking belt. Who gives a shit? I want AJ to actually have the main belt. He's the one that deserves it. He's the one that's over. He's the one that's making people go to the fucking SmackDown to watch. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it safe to say, like, back in the day, like SmackDown, you had your Rey Mysterios, and when Batista was over, your Batista, your Edge, your Undertaker. I'd say AJ's in that category right now. Of like guys that like.
Well, AJ with his feud with Cena, and that's when he got super over. Because all the kids and guys that were like super John Cena started watching this motherfucker, and then were like, "Oh shit!" Like,
yeah, there's people that now are like, yeah, I know kids now that like from like from indie seeing them at indie shows and shit, and I see kids with AJ Styles gloves and the and the shirts
my
and all
nephews
that.
had them when they went to the WWE show. They were fucking
exactly.
had that.
Yeah, I mean, dude, as a kid, you want like when we were kids, we marked out for like Jeff Hardy doing all the flips and all that. So you see AJ Styles coming out there doing forearms and shit, and like fucking Pele kicks. You're like, motherfucker, this guy's fucking good. So, I mean, to me, I've always known this guy was he was always the shit. His stuff was always tight, but I feel like he just gets better with age. Next match. Here we had Charlotte against Natalya in a very lackluster match. Felt like it could have been on SmackDown. Wacky finish. Natty gets DQ'd.
I kind of like the finish. It was basically like, hey, we're at Hell in a Cell. We're actually not in a Hell in a Cell match. But I'm going to bust your ass with a chair.
But the thing is, like, if that one came from like a girl like Nia Jax, who looked alright, well, you know what, I guess that makes more sense than from a smaller girl to do it, but Natty doesn't look like the chair swinging type. That's why I was like, this doesn't fit your character. Then again, she is a crazy cat lady, so I don't know.
Yeah, they come out with a freaking... Yeah, that would have been hilarious if she had a cat chair. Like a little whiskers and shit on it, and she just started smacking the shit out of Charlotte.
You know what? If TLC was for SmackDown, they would have done that. She would have pulled out a chair, much like how like Stardust had a ladder with polka dots on it for his dad. I could so see Natty come out with like a chair with fur on it.
Oh, I love that. I loved when he did that. That I fucking marked out.
Oh man, dude, I was watching something with the WWE warehouse where like people did a tour like a week or two ago, and you see like all the ladders and the rings and shit, and they have that sitting in the warehouse, the black ladder with polka dots on it. I was like, oh shit, that's fucking dope. But yeah, I'm kind of glad that they don't have Carmella cashing in just yet. I mean,
I hope she just turns into another Baron Corbin and like botches it completely.
The thing with her is, like, she's a small girl. She really is. And she's not... She doesn't have the talent to back it up, necessarily. At least Alexa Bliss just keeps getting better, with time. Carmella is still a little rough around the edges. And now that, like, they do the thing with James Ellsworth, where he doesn't fucking talk, he doesn't come out and get her heat... It's just, what's the point?
No, she'll once he leaves her, that's it.
Yeah, I know. I know the next match was for the title, but let's just blow through Bobby Roode against Dolph Ziggler.
I can't really remember too much of it.
In my I don't give a fuck match, listen again. I'm gonna go by the Glorious song's cool. Actually, I even heard them using that song Monday night during the Yankee game.
Oh, really?
Yeah, well, yeah, I listened close because I had my TV up really loud, and I was like, they're playing Glorious. And my dad was like, yeah, watch WWE give them a cease and desist now.
Oh my god! I mean,
yeah.
it's a good fucking theme.
It's the same way I feel like with Baron Corbin. No, not quite. I don't really hate Bobby Roode. But it's the same thing where it's like good song, mediocre talent. And this match was everything fucking just mediocre. Ziggler comes out with his music playing, and then it just shuts off.
And then he's just coming out like it's a fucking indie show.
He comes out like it was like 1983, and he's coming into the fucking Boston Garden. Now entering the ring.
Oh my god!
Now entering the ring. Barry Horowitz.
This guy is so fucking like. Oh, you can almost hear him cashing his ticket to Japan.
He's just writing this check out. You know, but yeah, Bobby Roode defeated Ziggler, but they did it back and forth, and then rolling up the tights, and Roode fucking pulled the tights up with Ziggler. You know it. And
then he just like super kicked him in the fucking head.
Dude, nothing for nothing, man. If you're you're the glorious Bobby Roode, this shit should have been over in like 7 minutes. DDT and done. Why are you fucking needing to pull the tights on this guy?
Yeah, it's true.
Ziggler to me, he's fucking skinny, blonde, in shape Bray Wyatt. Mind games loses.
He's worse than Bray Wyatt. And we're gonna have to talk about.
We'll get into him, and everyone listening live, we're gonna be on in the main show in about another 10-15 minutes or so. So don't worry. But yeah, let's just go to the next one. Shinsuke Nakamura.
Skip this one. This almost made me not want to watch WWE ever again.
Dude, you could ask my dad. I was convinced. I was ready to fucking just get up on the network. I was just so. You know what? No, we kind of should have seen it coming, because like I also showed you. They gave the motherfucker new plates. They gave him new plates, which those shits are a lot of money. Orange County Choppers, to my knowledge, designed the belt. Well, actually, no, they did design the belt, but I think they're still making the custom plates. That's not fucking cheap, scrapping that metal like that. So, once I saw it, I was like, fuck, they're keeping the belt on this guy for a little bit. I don't know, people are saying till Mania. I don't see that. At least not yet. I mean, it's October. I don't want to think about WrestleMania yet.
No, they're not going to do that. They're not going to do that because...
I'd say Royal Rumble. Because after the Indian tour, maybe... Or whatever they do in December.
They're not going to do that because I think that's what they do for Lesnar. I think he's going to drop. To be honest, I think he's going to keep it till at least some Survivor Series.
I fucking hope. No, he won't. No, he won't because the Indian tour is December, dude. You got to think past December. Indian tour is December.
Yeah, so probably Royal Rumble then.
Yeah. You know what I thought? I was getting pissed off, right? As I'm like getting like really fucking just agitated and like fuck Nakamura gotta go back. I really thought to myself two things here. One, I remembered from last year where Triple H was on and he was saying, you know, when they brought back Jinder and like Jinder was like a job guy or whatever, and I remember Triple H saying, I'm sorry, actually, it wasn't even this late. I think it was around, like, when they gave him the title shot. It was... I can't believe it was already the fucking... How many months already this guy's champ, but, yeah. Fucking Triple H is just, like, saying shit like, I remember when I was, coming down the pike, And I was losing all the time, and then I became a main eventer. You just get better each day. People got to remember that. And I don't now that I see this guy all roided up, fucking my computer desk moves better than him in the ring. I just think to myself, fuck, he's the Indian Triple H.
No.
He's the Indian Triple H. He's
no. Triple H. No. Triple H was. Look, Triple H was a jobber when he was in WCW, and maybe for a little bit while he was first in WWE.
Motherfucker, he was fucking falling off of pigs. We're gonna talk to the Earls about this. This motherfucker was fucking slopping around against the Godwins and he was bumping for pigs in a fucking hog pen. All right, he went from doing that to being WWE champion in like a fucking year and a half.
Yeah, but how long did it take Jinder?
Yeah, it's true.
A year and a half, I can see somebody make like some legitimate changes to becoming a champion. A month, 2 months, no. I don't care how many steroids you did. No, they never took this guy off. I could understand if they taken him off 6 months, gave him a new gimmick, changed his look, and then he came back and he was fucking dudes up.
I would love it. I would have
seen it.
I would have loved it if like, dude, he came back and was losing nonstop. He came back and was losing all the time.
He still loses. He still loses. He can. This is the mind-boggling part. Nakamura not only beat Orton, Cena, he also beat Orton, and he goes and he fucking loses this fucking Malacca with the worst fucking possible finisher, and you're telling me a freaking health to like a freaking what the hell? He does a fucking press slam from a half Nelson, and that's supposed to be a finisher.
He does like a Cobra Clutch slam. That's Ted DiBiase Jr.'s old move, which
it's again, a hideous move.
It's terrible when you got a guy out there who's like trying to make it look like a legitimate fucking bout. People want to knock on Nakamura for the whole, like, people are like, oh, he looks like he's having a seizure. I'm sorry, his brand of charisma doesn't fucking appeal to you, but, no one can deny that his shit looks tight.
You know what the problem is? Nakamura, I think Nakamura is the problem is his brand of like you said, charisma, his speaking ability and everything else. In Japan they were much tighter, and now that he's in America he has to deal with WWE and the way they do things. A lot of stuff that he has to say, so pre-scripted, and it's really not helping him. I do understand what people are saying, but it's not his fault. It's WWE not allowing a guy who's a veteran and a legend to do his shit. It's worked for certain people because they've already been in a similar system. AJ Styles, AJ was able to. I think AJ has been, in a lot of ways, storyline wise, has been better off here than I guess in Japan. But at the same time, Nakamura, the problem is his English isn't the best. I think he's better. He would have been better with like less storyline and more. I'm a badass. I'm gonna fuck you up like a Goldberg, and that's why I'm really fucking nervous, because if they're doing this to Nakamura, what do you think they're gonna do to Asuka when she gets on the main roster? Yeah.
Well, you know what though, I can't believe they had this guy last week open with a promo. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me.
Yeah, that's not getting over. Yeah,
Dude,
he's dead. He's dead in the water. This is what I just want to say. I want
you know
to
what though?
see him and AJ go one time, and then he can go to Japan.
I
I
watched.
don't want I don't want to see this guy become the new Funaki. That's
Tell
my
you though,
biggest fear.
yesterday they had him in a fucking match. It was him and Orton against Rusev and Aiden English, which that was a weird match all in its own right. But Orton made the hot tag to Nakamura, and the fucking place lit up. You know, people are still cheering him. They're still singing. Like, it didn't hurt. It's almost like, for the fans in attendance, it didn't hurt him. But, like, people like us that, like, see through the bullshit, we're like, yeah, this guy's on, like, critical fucking, you know, his WWE career is fucking critical right now.
Well, what I've heard, and this is you know, a common rumor, is Vince does not like NXT guys. He thinks they're like one step up from they're one step up from the indie guys. He does not like them.
Yeah.
So if you're going down to NXT and you're coming up, and it makes a lot of sense. Because think about it, what NXT guys have had any major success? Other than the guys that Triple H really, really, really was and has petitioned for. But even then, they don't get major pushes. They kind of look like dorks. And then when Vince gets his own guys in, who usually gives up the belt?
Yeah, Vince doesn't like NXT guys because they're one step above the Indies. Yet we all don't like Vince because he's one fucking brain cell away from being on the 5th floor.
Ooh.
Give me a break there. This guy needs to get fucking committed like yesteryear. I'm really getting.
It's not a briefcase, damn it! It's a contract.
It's not a championship. It's a belt. I'm sorry.
It's not a belt. It's not a cell anymore. It's a container.
It's not a cell anymore. It's a penitentiary.
Oh, I hated it when they kept. That was the only thing that pissed me off about that match. It's a penitentiary. It's an Uso penitentiary. We got the joke the first fucking 5 times you said it.
Yeah, you get it? It's a prison joke.
It's a prison.
I'm surprised.
They locked in it.
I'm surprised.
Yeah.
You know for a fact if Jerry Lawler or JBL were out there, you know they would have made a "Don't Drop the Soap" reference.
Ooh.
You know, like, Vince's humor is at that level. You know he would have made them say, like, an innuendo like that. Yeah, say it. It's funny. Makes me laugh.
No, you know what? He was probably the one in like on the earpiece going, yeah, keep calling it a penitentiary. I like that. I like that. Come on, say it again. Say it again.
Oh God.
Come on, Phillips. Say it again, you fucking monkey.
Oh, man. Anyway, moving on. Another Hell in a Cell match for the Falls Count Anywhere Hell in a Cell match.
Oh, you mean the second best match?
Yeah. Oh, dude.
Yeah, pretty much the second best match.
My problem with it is it's too fucking long. It's good.
Oh, you didn't like it?
No, I'm not saying I didn't like it. I liked it. It's just the story that it told. They could have cut it in half. Because they started in the cell, and like, my thing is, here, okay, when you're coming out there, right, and you're busting open the head of a 72-year-old man, and you're saying, oh, that's what I did to somebody I like. Imagine what I do to someone I don't like. And then you come out there, and you're fucking, you're slow pacing, like, you're doing like a slow paced SmackDown style match. When we're supposed to be like, oh, we're gonna fucking kill each other, and I don't want you to fucking survive a helicopter crash. Meanwhile, you're going out there and you're doing fucking, the same old shit. These guys should have been coming out there hot at the gate, going on top of the cell. I think they could have told a 39-minute story, that's what Wikipedia is saying, in about 15-20 minutes.
Yeah, I guess. I did like the match. I
liked it. I
thought it
liked
was
it.
great, other than one small minor flaw. Actually, it was a major flaw. What the fuck was with the foot on the ropes?
Oh, I'm gonna kind of call myself out on something here. If that were John Cone, I would have been on here ranting for like a good 2 minutes on how that guy is terrible, which he is. But Mike Chioda, he made a stupid fucking call. He did. So and he's just fucking seasoned ref. I don't know what that was. And Owens did it too. So
I think it was Owens doing. Owens fucked up.
Well, you know what too?
Unless it was part of the storyline. Unless it was part of the storyline, and it was supposed to be, Mike Chioda didn't because they saved his ass because I was like, in the heat of the moment, he didn't realize, and by that point it was too late.
See, and that's why Corey is a fucking good announcer, because that's what you're supposed to do as an announcer. When a fuck up happens and people are unclear, that's what you do. That's what makes it exclusive to reason why you should watch it on television. Because a guy like Corey Graves is saying, nope, that was in the heat of the moment. That doesn't matter normally in a Hell in a Cell match or a no DQ match. That's what I've been saying for years. That's what the announcers need to do on a fuck up. Whenever a bad call is made. So, no, it was a
Other
nice
than that,
save.
I mean, that was what saved that, because he was able to, explain that. And then, but the fucking spots in this match, and then, especially the fuck, I swear to God, I held my breath when, Owens did the pop-up powerbomb on top of the cell. And I was like, no, he's going through that.
Yup.
Yeah, I literally, and that was such a cock tease because and I think Corey Graves was like, or either it was Tom Phillips or Corey Graves mentioned it, and it was like, while they're up there, you got to remember what happened to Mick Foley, and you're like, oh fuck, why are they bringing this up? Why are they bringing that up? Yeah, we know. We fucking know, but is someone gonna go through the fucking cell? And I mean, obviously no, but if shit happens, people can go through. They didn't loosen it enough.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, if they if something came loose, you never fucking know. You're always holding your breath, especially when the thing was shifting as much as it was.
Oh,
and
absolutely.
Kevin Owens is a big fucking dude, so. But then they went for the kind of a pussier spot when they had Kevin, do him getting thrown off the cage from about the 10-foot mark, so it was about the size of a regular cage.
Right.
So yeah, when he went flying off that, and then you see Shane kind of size him up for the elbow drop, and then something happened which made this one of a fucking fantastic Hell in a Cell.
Yeah, or at the end where I liked Owens' whole I'm gonna tease going off, but I'm too much of a coward to do it. I want to do it, but I'm afraid to. I did like that story that he was doing, where he's like, I hate this guy, and I gotta do this, but, I just don't have it in me to do it. I'm not an idiot. And then he just comes down, and then he goes to the table, and then Shane goes back up. And people were giving Shane slack, a guy that age shouldn't be doing that, let the younger guys do it. It worked for the story. It did. I will say, if it was like Undertaker and him, I was like, oh, yeah, this is unnecessary. But the whole I'm gonna I'm gonna dive off the cell, and someone's gonna pull KO out of the way. Yeah, it worked for the story. I get the whole young guys should be doing this to get noticed, but it all depends on the story. You don't do it just to do it, just to get yourself noticed. Do it because it matters, and it mattered by Shane doing this. Honestly, I don't care what people say.
The one thing I can say that it did need, and I think you called this a couple weeks back when Vince did the what the hell was it, the new skin.
Oh yeah, no, it needed blood.
Yeah, what was up with that? Well, Vince
blood.
can fucking bleed on live TV, but then when it actually mattered, there's no blood.
See, that's when I'll say, okay, that's when I'll say, yes, that's what the young guys should be doing. Do the new skin, do something. These guys need to fucking do some blood. This feud would have looked a lot more stiffer. People will watch this and be like, wow, I haven't seen a match like this in years. Casual fans would come back and go, wow, I haven't seen shit like this in quite a while. This is pretty cool. It's a breath of fresh air finally. They could have done something, but that was a big problem I had. You can't do a thing where, oh, that's what I did to someone I like. I made him bleed, and no, I can't stand you, but you're not gonna bleed at all. Like, it just doesn't fucking pair up. And then of course we had the big heel turn from Sammy. What a way, like you said, what a way for WWE to be like, fuck you guys, we're putting Jinder over to tell our story, to then be like, yeah, here you go, here's Sami Zayn. You think you're canceling your network now? Here's Sami Zayn turning heel. You still canceling?
Yeah, a guy who's basically had nothing going on, and everyone's been waiting for when he can finally, we can finally have this guy who we know is a fantastic worker, is a fantastic storyteller, finally do something that makes you go, oh shit. So it's going to be a weird situation seeing where they go with it.
Oh yeah.
I wonder if they're gonna do like an is he still gonna be doing like the whole Sami Zayn where like he's a neurotic, or are they gonna have him kind of like do like an El Generico kind of light, like an El Generico light kind of situation?
That would have worked if he came out wearing the mask, but the fact that we already know him and Owens, are together, and that he came out there turning basically coming out there without the mask already. That's pretty much telltale sign they're not going to make him El Generico. He should have came out there wearing the mask, and people, obviously the people that know this shit would be like, yeah, that is Sami Zayn, but people go, oh, is it? I don't know, Kayfabe, I don't know, but they already fucking, the cat's out of the bag with that. They're not gonna put the mask on. They should, but that would be more for like an I Quit match or a loser leaves town match. They're not gonna do it anytime soon. But I like the pairing between him and Owens. I've been actually longing for this for quite some time. It is a little on TV. It is a little surreal. Especially with how intricate that they were telling their story, and now that they're like, Sammy's seen the light, and he's realized he was mediocre, and now he's he's now on the side of his best friend, and he realized what his best friend was doing all along was the right way. There's a little more to be desired there, but they're telling a decent enough story. And I'm just glad for these two guys that bust their ass for so long are in a big feud. They're in a big fucking storyline.
Yeah, I'm hoping this goes somewhere for him. He really hasn't had any gold since being down in NXT.
Yeah. He hasn't had any gold, and he brought that up on SmackDown, which I guess we could on KTR we could bring that up a little bit more. But for this AM Thunder, we're gonna bring this one home. So at the end of the day, what would you rate Hell in a Cell?
I'd say C plus.
Yeah, that's pretty solid. I'll go
I'd
C
say
plus.
C plus.
I'd say it was the best. I say it was the best SmackDown pay-per-view since Elimination Chamber.
No, I mean, I think this has probably been the best pay-per-view since. Actually, it's been the best pay-per-view since Great Balls of Fire. To be honest.
I'm talking about SmackDown.
Oh, SmackDown. Well, overall, I mean, yeah.
Backlash was pretty meh. That's when Jinder first won the belt. Money in the Bank sucked. Battleground sucked.
Oh, you mean all the pay-per-views when Jinder's had the belt?
Yeah, exactly.
An Elimination Chamber when Cena had the belt and Bray finally won.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, alrighty.
Look how well it went for him.
Well, yeah. For AM Thunder, we'll be back. We'll be back in 2 weeks from now reviewing TLC. I can't believe they're doing all these so fucking close together. This is ridiculous. I'm gonna be thankful for like a month of not reviewing a fucking pay-per-view after TLC, because after that is Survivor Series. But anyway, tune in to Kayfabe Talk Radio coming up right here on YouTube in a little bit, and till next time, keep it kayfabe.